Come on in, sit back and relax. You're listening to the Wealth Tech Today podcast. And I'm your host, Craig Iskowitz, founder of Ezra Group Consulting. This podcast features interviews, news, and analysis on the trends and best practices all around wealth management technology. My guest for this episode was none other than Derek Notman, financial advisor, CFP, and founder of Couplr, a fintech startup in the lead gen space. He's also very big on LinkedIn, got over 33,000 followers, so you should check him out. He is a host of a podcast called Rethink with Adam Holt, and he's the founder of a group that I belong to called Rebel Dads. We spoke about Couplr's overview and the differentiation and how they're doing AI matchmaking between prospects and advisors and flipping the script on lead gen. We talked about proof of concept they're doing, or they had done in South Africa, and some of the data that they got from that proof of concept, and strategic partnerships they have with Bankrate and the American College. And I got Derek's overview and some of his insights into AI in wealth management. And speaking about AI, what is your firm's AI strategy? Do you have one? If not, you're flying blind into a storm of changes coming for our industry. At Ezra Group, we help wealth management firms turn their AI chaos into competitive advantages. Our tech stack and AI strategy solutions are built specifically for advisory businesses, integrating everything, custodial feeds, portfolio management systems, CRM, and AI tools into a single scalable source of truth. If you want to free your firm for exponential growth, you need to run, not walk to our website, ezragroup.com, and click the golden Contact Us button on the homepage. Whether you're building your first AI-powered solution or struggling with a bloated tech stack that's become a liability, the experienced team at Ezra Group will help you design, optimize, and future-proof your infrastructure. We know what works and what doesn't. Visit ezragroup.com to learn more and schedule a free strategy call today. And now, a couple of quick housekeeping chores. Please subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss an episode. Check out our sponsor, the Invest in Others Charitable Foundation at investinothers.org. And if you are a software provider in the wealth management space, go to our portal, ezragroup.com/register, and sign up and register your product with our portal so you can update the data on your integrations, and you'll have the latest wealth tech integration score at all times. Now, let's kick this thing off. All right, I'm excited for our next guest. Allow me to introduce my good friend, founder and CEO of Couplr, Derek Notman. Derek, hey, what's going on, man?
Craig, good to be with you, my friend. Again, we just saw each other last week.
Again. Yeah, it was good. At the Asset Map Mastermind event in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was an amazing event, a lot of great thought leaders, awesome engagement there about what the future of advice is going to look like. That was a lot of fun.
I thought it was great that it was very different than a lot of other events we go to.
It was refreshing. It wasn't too long, but I think we got a lot out of it, and it'd be really cool to see what I think they're putting a white paper together, right, on all the information.
Right, we're all going to be authors, 40
Yeah.
authors of a white paper.
Pretty awesome.
Future of advice, or Advice 2030.
Advice 2030. What's it going to look like 5 years from now? Yep.
Nice. Well, I want to know what advice is right now, Derek. I need advice right now. Give us the 30-second elevator pitch for Couplr.
So the advisor client matchmaking system experience, whatever you want to call it, is broken. And what Couplr does is that we replace the cold outreach and mass lead gen tactics that are being used today with psychology-backed introductions that actually work. We really want to focus on science-backed relationship matchmaking, if you will. So there's no awkward sales calls. We're not chasing around cold leads. We're not getting ghosted. It's just great matches. So you can almost think of us as like the Bumble or eHarmony for insurance and wealth management.
Now you got to be careful with that. A lot of people are going to be excited when you say you're Bumble or eHarmony. Like, oh, what else can I get out of this? What kind of matchmaking are you doing?
Client advisor matchmaking, professional.
Professionally only professional matchmaking.
If you are a client looking for an advisor to get help with your money, your insurance, your investments, whatever, we help you do that. If you're an advisor or a firm looking for new clients, we help you with that too.
But not if I'm looking to date an advisor. That's not
No, we
included.
have nothing to do with dating, not at
Right.
all. But there are similarities, Craig, because think
Mhm.
about it. Money is personal, money is emotional, money's private. A financial advisor, we even discussed this in this thing in our event last week with Adam and Asset Map. The, the future and even today is human advice. Humans are wired to connect on more than just my zip code and 401k balance. And at the end of the day, I mean, I've been an advisor for 20 years. I'm a CFP. I've been around the block a while. I understand this. And the best client advisor relationships are ones that are built on rapport and trust. Rapport and trust are built on shared commonalities, preferences, personality traits, shared experiences, and so forth. So that's what we're doing. We're speeding up that whole process so clients and advisors can match faster and get business done.
So you mentioned matching and lead gen, but Coupler doesn't generate leads, right? You take leads and organize them better and match them with the right advisor better. So can you explain the difference?
Yeah, so a lot of companies, whether it's from a solo advisor all the way up to a large national insurance broker-dealer, wirehouse, whatever, they all do lead gen activities, whether that's social media marketing, paid or organic ads, SEO, all of that good stuff. The problem is that the lead conversions are terrible. There's like, I don't know what the statistic is because it varies from firm to firm, but most of those leads never become a client. And so what Couplr does is that we change that experience to drastically increase conversions. So now when a lead comes in through whatever channel it is, instead of like, hey, Craig, give me your name, phone number, email address, and we'll contact you, that doesn't feel good to a consumer. That's clickbait. It's transactional. I'm giving away information I don't want to give away just yet. Instead, now imagine an experience where, hey, Craig, click here and get matched with the top three advisors at our firm and only connect with them when you're ready. And we're going to do it on a much deeper level than how much money you have and where you live. And now all of a sudden, we've empowered the consumer. And so it's all about lead conversions because if we improve the client experience, that will flow downstream and it's now a better experience for everybody else involved.
Sounds good to me. I mean, there's so many leads out there. I was just telling you before we started the recording that we've got an RIA client that had tens of thousands of leads just stuffed into database, and they weren't really using them or did not have a very good success rate closing them, and but still buying more every month from the usual suspects. So certainly they could use a tool like yours that could increase their closing rate.
Well, that's it. I mean, I don't know any advisor that became an advisor to become a marketer or a cold calling expert. They became an
Mm,
advisor because they want to help people with their money. So let me leverage a technology that helps me do more of that with the type of people that I actually want to work with. And so
mm,
that's what Coupler does. And even like another way that Coupler can be used is to solve like the orphan client problem,
mm.
which is similar to what you're talking about, like these tens of thousands of leads this firm has but doesn't know what to do with. Why don't we go re-engage these people in a way that's not, hey, you have to meet with us today, but hey, why don't you click here and try
Mm,
getting matched with an advisor to see if this feels good, right? Totally
mm.
different experience.
So so the technology, if I'm an advisory firm and I want to sign up with Coupler, how does technology integrate with what I have now?
So we have two main integrations right now. One, I should say, we are a white label tool. So our sweet spot is RIA firms with at least 50 advisors, all the way up to national companies, like the insurance broker dealers and so forth. And right now we have CRM integration with Redtail and Wealthbox that's already live, and it's a two-way thing. So it's not just like single sign-on type of thing. This is actual data exchange where we will push all new leads into the CRM as a new opportunity. So now the advisor knows, hey, this lead came from Couplr. This came from Couplr through Bankrate. Okay, cool. Now I know this information. Now, when I update it in my CRM, that data pushes back into Couplr. So now I can track, well, how long did the lead take to close? What's my ROI on the lead based upon what I spent for the Couplr service, and so on and so on. So we have those integrations done already. We'll consider others, obviously. We also have a cool feature where you can put in like a tech link. So, for example, Asset Map. an advisor who's using Asset Map can literally put their discovery link. So Asset Map advisors out there know what this is. They can put that in so that once a lead contacts an advisor, that link will become active. And the lead now not only can connect with the advisor, but can actually start the discovery process with that advisor right off the bat. We've got it all built in already. So that's just some
Hmm.
cool stuff we've got live already and working.
That is really nice. I don't really know any of the products that's doing anything similar.
I don't either,
Oh,
you know,
they're doing similar, but not exactly the same, rather. Not
not
exactly the way you're
exactly the
doing it.
same way.
Yeah.
You know,
And,
you're making me think, Craig. One thing that we did a hard line in the sand with is that we did not want to be creepy.
mhm.
We made a very, very
It's
clear
always good
decision.
in all cases, especially dating.
I know, right? Like creepy is not really good anywhere at any time. But so we wanted to make darn sure that our product was not a creepy experience for anybody. And as you say, the usual suspects, some of those suspects are doing data gathering, scraping, right, of publicly
Mhm.
available information, and then selling that information to advisors as enhanced, lead info. But ultimately, the advisor is still reaching out. So, hey, Craig, I just got your information. It looks like you just bought a house, you just changed careers, you just got an inheritance, you give a lot of money to your alma mater, blah, 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 blah. Hey, you want to get together and meet?
Mhm.
And Craig's like, who the hell are you and how did you figure out all this information about me?
Mhm.
That's creepy. So we've made a very clear point that in anything we do with our tech, we do not have a creep factor.
And we're going to see a lot more of that because we're seeing so many of these AI lead gen tools that are all about, well, they all pitch themselves as we can monitor money in motion. And we're going to highlight that. We're going to send automated emails to anybody who we think has got a dollar or got some money that came in. Either they got options, they sold a business, something.
Yep.
And everyone's going to have these automated tools. They're going to work a little bit in the beginning, but once everyone's got it, we're all going to be overwhelmingly flooded with emails from everybody once any sniff of an asset transfer, an equity liquidity event occurs.
That's exactly right. And what'll happen? Unsubscribe, 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 right?
Mhm.
That's what's going to
I
happen.
need an AI agent to unsubscribe me from everything.
Yeah, I know, right? You have to build one just for that, which actually could probably be pretty easy.
Mm.
Um, you're right. And what's interesting though, I think people forget, people want help with their money. A
Mhm.
lot of them do. And they're searching to the tunes of tens, if not hundreds of millions of times a month on financial products for education, insight, guidance, whatever. So why not just empower them to make a decision when they're ready instead of trying to like get creepy and
Mm.
cold call
Yeah. I think I wrote an article maybe more 5 or more years ago. It was titled, "Don't Be Creepy: How Advisors Can Use Social Media,
them? Yeah,
but avoid the creep factor." Right. So that's just becoming more and more prevalent as these AI tools make it easier and easier for anybody selling anything to act like Facebook and just plug into every single thing you've got.
yep.
Like I
We
was doing something in chat. So I use ChatGPT and Claude for AI, and we subscribe to both, and I bounce back and forth because they change and they're better at strengths and different things. And I was searching for, so I'm looking to go on a trip with my brother into British Columbia, like along the northeast coast, and which is bad service. So I asked ChatGPT about start buying Starlink. I didn't go anywhere else. I didn't search it. I didn't Google it. I didn't go anywhere else. On my phone, I said, "What's the price of Starlink?" I had no idea. Where can I get it? Only in ChatGPT. I switched to Instagram. The very first thing in Instagram feed was the Starlink ad. That
Of course it
wasn't a
was.
coincidence. That absolutely, I've never looked for before. I've never talked about it. Never Googled it. Never. So clearly
So
something's going on there. And I asked
clearly something's
ChatGPT.
going on.
I said, "ChatGPT, are you selling my data?" He goes, "No, I'm not selling your data. I promise." I'm like, BS. I'm calling BS on that. Yeah.
Yeah, those AI, as they're getting more and more evolved, they're getting better at hiding their mistakes, but also lying about things.
Mm.
We have to take it with a grain of salt for sure. That's funny, but ultimately, I mean, did you get it? Like, I have Starlink, I love it.
I'm gonna get it. No, I don't want to make this Starlink ad. Where'd you buy yours?
Online, just went to their website, said I want it. They shipped it to me. I had it in a few days. Bob's your uncle.
Is it the mobile one or is it the RV one or the?
No, this one I fixed to the top of my house, but with four
Okay,
bolts, I could
that's
take.
in the house. So I want a mobile one like in the car.
You can do that, but this one even I can unbolt it
Mm,
and I can bring it anywhere in the world. It's got a little stand that I can
mm.
put anywhere I go. So I could go camp in the middle of nowhere, stand as long as I got a power source, I'm good.
All right, we've digressed a bit. All right,
Yes,
so
we have.
but that's it's good for the audience that they want to learn about that. Good. So let's talk about speaking of remote areas. That's a good segue. So the Coupler recently did a proof of concept in Africa.
Yes, we did.
Right. So that's a bit remote from us, although they've got certainly very many metropolitan and urban areas as well that have good internet access. But what were you doing over there? What was this proof of concept? And what data did you glean and what value is it to us here?
So really interesting. And if for anyone asking, like, why the heck is Derek and Coupler in Africa? Well, we're in South Africa, and South Africa is actually where my mom is from. So I've been
Hmm.
going there my whole life. I know a lot of people there, and a previous company I had that I sold actually did a deal down there in the same industry. So I had connections. And so ultimately, we ended up doing a POC with a company called Liberty. And consider them like a New York Life or Northwestern Mutual here in the States. You know, that size of company, insurance, wealth management, kind of the whole gamut. They've got about 8,000 give or take advisors, around the country. So pretty large group. And we went to them and we pitched this guy we talked before is like let's fix your find an advisor tool on your website. Let's fix that experience. And so what we did with the POC is we just real basic, we added what they called it Match Me, and they added that to the homepage above the fold. So it was very, simple to see and literally just talked about like, hey, like, why don't you match with one of our advisors instead of putting your postal code in? And through that POC, we generated over 2,000 leads and we increased conversions from their existing tool by over 525%.
Wow. Well, 500% on what was the base? Was it one conversion?
No, no, no. I mean, no, it was more than one. They
Hmm.
were, I can't remember what the numbers were, but it was remarkable. Let's just put it this way. It was enough of a delta where we're now going to a full-on partnership with them.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to stroke a check,
Hmm.
right? Every year for our technology now because they totally saw the value of it. And what was cool is that I did my own, external like kind of feedback loop with advisors and clients, but they did it internally too, independent of us. And they shared all the data with us. All like they came back overwhelmingly positive responses from clients and advisors.
Hmm.
They just loved the experience. They love how it felt. They love how it worked. They loved how warm leads came in instead of having to cold call them. And then we learned some interesting things too. So down in South Africa, talking about ethnicity gets a little touchy given their history. And
Hmm.
so we actually, instead of like, so in the States, we asked about ethnicity as one of our questions in our algorithm. But in South Africa, we asked about native or home language. And there's 11 of them down there. And so through all these leads, we started to learn who are these consumers and what are they looking for in an advisor. And so overwhelmingly, the top three were English, which is pretty prevalent down there, but then Afrikaans and then Xhosa.
Hmm.
Those were the top three languages that consumers wanted their advisor to speak. The consumers wanted their advisor overwhelmingly to be under the age of 45. They wanted help
Hmm.
with financial planning, investment management, and life insurance, actually. And then when gender mattered for the advisor, they wanted a female advisor.
Hmm.
So really interesting stuff. And we gathered a lot of other data in addition to that, but that was just some really interesting insights that we gained, but not only our partner Liberty gained. Like, oh, that's interesting. Now we should
Hmm.
maybe adjust our marketing, our
Right.
recruiting efforts, product development, all that kind of stuff.
So did that, so when you talk about all those efforts, is that a big change for them or is it just a smaller change?
What do you mean a change?
Like when they're changing their marketing, are they readjusting their whole marketing budget or is it just a small portion of it?
To use our product, you mean?
No, when you said the data that you gave them made them change the way they're doing marketing.
Oh, well, no, it gives them insights to be able to change. Well, I mean, let's face it,
Mm.
these things are large, slower moving entities,
Mm.
but the marketing department's always looking for reasons to justify itself and its actions.
Right.
Now we're giving them real data to help support them and fine tune what they're already doing. Like a simple one is 72% of our customers are dog people. We should probably put more
Oh.
dogs in our ads, right?
Okay. All
Simple
right.
stuff, even like that. I
Uh,
mean, that, but it's simple because that resonates, right?
dogs attract consumers that need
Hey,
advisors.
dog people, like if I see an ad for a company, it's a dog, or I'm a dog person. I grew up with cats, but I love dogs. I've got two. I'm going to instantly be more drawn to the dog.
Hmm.
It's just human nature.
Right. You're a dog person.
Yeah.
Would that work across categories? Does it work for advisory firms that if I see an advertisement for an advisor with a dog in it, I'm more likely to click it if I'm a dog person, which I am, than a non-dog advisory. I mean, do I associate dogs with advisors in finance?
So you touch on an interesting point, and it really goes back to the humanity of the work that we do, and that we even talked about this last week, that financial planning really is more of a verb than a noun. And at the end of the day, clients now more than ever are really paying attention to the meaning of their money and working with an advisor that they feel understands them on a deeper level. And how do advisors differentiate themselves to make that connection? It's through things like, hey, I'm a dog person, or I love surfing, or I love mountain
Mhm.
climbing, or I'm into martial arts, or world travel, or cooking, whatever, the list goes on. When you connect the consumer with an advisor like that, instantly there's like, oh, I like the vibe here. This feels good,
Mhm.
right? So it is simple, but it's yet really powerful if done well.
Makes sense to me. So this could revolutionize the way advisors advertise and market to prospective clients.
We think so.
The do you see yourself as a marketing company in that respect?
No, I see ourselves as lead gen and a data company
Mm,
because we're gathering so much data. Although we do touch marketing quite a bit, where we end up working with and talking to the different, web teams, the digital teams, the marketing teams, and giving guidance and suggestions based upon what we're seeing.
mm,
Like there's another firm I can't list yet that it looks like we're going to be doing a full-on relationship with here
mhm.
in the States, a large RIA. My initial 3, 4 conversations were with the chief marketing officer,
Uh-huh.
right?
Right.
And
Which makes sense.
so, yeah, exactly.
It makes sense. So I mean, it all becomes linked in one way or the other, right?
It really does. It really does. Yep. And that's again why we took a really strong approach on we wanted to be white label because a lot of these companies are already doing a really good job on the marketing and lead gen
Mhm.
side. So I don't want to try to like fight it or compete against that. I want to leverage it and then just drastically improve that final bit of the conversion that's missing.
Yeah. So how many advisors are currently on the platform in the US?
In the US, we are close to 1,500 as of today.
That's excellent. And it's mostly enterprise firms.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, up until about 2 weeks ago, you couldn't even sign up with us directly. But now that we've got our partnership with Bankrate, we are
Mhm.
opening up a small amount of room for individual advisors to come in that way and sign up for that. But
Mhm.
that's it. Otherwise, you got to come in through an enterprise.
So tell me about the bank rate and the American college partnerships.
So Bankrate's really exciting. It's really cool what we're doing there. So it's different. So people know Bankrate. I mean, they get 100 million visitors a month on their combined channels. And they've sold leads before to our industry. That's nothing new. But the way that we're doing it now is we've embedded a coupler call to action within a specific user flow for people looking for advisors and connecting them straight into that experience now versus making it a manual thing where the lead was just sold to someone and they had to call it. So we're bypassing that whole manual process and automating it. So really, really cool that it's early days still. So we're starting to get some data, but we're already seeing leads and matches happening, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
So that's really exciting. There's plenty of room to grow there because I mean, if it works for Bankrate, it can work with Money.com, NerdWallet, the list goes on and on and on and on.
Mhm.
And then with the American College, really excited there. They have something called Your Advisor Guide, which they've actually had for years. And it hasn't really gone anywhere. So they brought us on after looking at the market. They ended up doing a deal with us where we are now powering that experience for the matchmaking purposes. They've recently just relaunched that website, which looks amazing now. And starting, I believe, late September, early October, a multi seven-figure marketing campaign to drive
Mm,
leads for advisors. And that'll all
that's
go
great.
through Couplr. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, and all go so it will go through Couplr.
Yes, it will. Yeah, because we're
Mm,
embedded on their site. So it's
mhm.
it's it's just so cool to be able to even we're going to see what's going to happen there. So that's awesome. And so any advisor that has a designation in good standing with the college can get onto Coupler through them right now.
Mm. Nice. That's a great benefit.
Huge benefit. Yeah, I mean it's great for us. It's great for them. They're
Mm.
forward thinking about trying to drive leads. It's a win for everybody.
All right, we are running out of time. I wanted to wrap up with a couple of questions about AI. So you guys are using AI. It's in the name of the firm, Coupler AI.
Yeah.
But talk about where you see AI going and how you see it. We talked about this last week at the mastermind, but share a bit about your thoughts. I don't think we were at any of the tables together, so I didn't really hear what your thoughts were when it comes to how AI is going to change advisors between now and 2030.
I think advisors need to be paying attention and need to be careful. AI is growing a lot faster. I don't think exponential is actually the right word. It's so fast that it's growing.
Geometric.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah, it's really going that fast, and that it will start to overtake all aspects of our lives. And do I think Skynet's going to completely take over? I mean, if you read the AI 2027 white paper, that is one scenario they talk about. It's kind of total doomsday,
It's a fictionalized
total
account, right?
fictionalized, but it is interesting to hear that story play out. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, my crystal ball's never worked, but I think advisors need to really get comfortable with the idea that AI is here. It's not going away,
Mhm.
and that they have to use it in a variety of ways to run their practice.
Mhm.
Um, and I always go back to Craig, like whatever it's AI or some other tech, find something that helps enhance your human connection
Mhm.
so you can be a better human advisor. Because we also talked about that's where I think it's going. It's more like behavioral coaching, counseling, we're having these really meaningful conversations with clients, but AI can help facilitate that a lot.
Mhm.
If we're putting our head in the sand and sticking to yellow pads, I think you're going to go out of business. I really do.
Right.
Uh, I love AI. I think it's a great tool, but it needs some guardrails and it can be
Mhm.
extremely powerful if used correctly. Like, don't be creepy with it. Don't ignore it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents on it at this point, at least.
All right. Also, before we go, let's do a plug out for your podcast, Rethink, with some guy you're doing that with.
Yeah, some guy, my brother from another mother,
Mhm.
Adam Holt over
Mhm.
at ASMAP. We've been doing Rethink the Financial Advice podcast for a couple of years now.
Mhm.
Craig, you have been on that podcast with us.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're rethinking things and looking at it, actually it's interesting. It's starting to take more of a global perspective too, because we've got a lot of folks from different countries on and really getting
Yes.
some.
Just like the Wealth Tech Today podcast, we're top 50 in a number of countries, some top 10 in a couple of countries that we pop up
That's awesome.
for
That's awesome.
no good reason. We don't do any advertising or marketing overseas, but it just the power of the internet spreads it around.
And great content.
Oh, that too. Well, like you.
That helps.
And one last thing to plug is Rebel Dads. What the hell is that, and why should I care?
Well, you are one of the OG Rebel Dads, my friend. And
Yes.
so excited to have you coming back with us this year too. Rebel Dads is a community for fathers who also are business leaders and entrepreneurs, where we really just focus on being the best leaders at home and at work and supporting each other through this community. Really exciting stuff going on there. We meet annually on Necker Island with Sir Richard Branson. And we actually have a book, which Craig, you are in, that we're working on with Richard right now. Really special book project coming out. So really exciting stuff going on there. It started as just kind of like a bucket list thing, and it's turned into a really cool community.
I'm working on my. I'm going to start pounding on the bike to get that. I
Oh
need to
my
pound some
gosh.
hills.
That first year when you and I did that, Craig, that is the worst bike ride I've ever been on. I was not in good shape at that point either, so I'm in better shape now. So I
I was.
might
I
take
thought
you
I
up
was.
and go again.
I thought I was in decent shape, but that's straight up the mountain bike
Oh,
ride.
hardest bike ride of my life.
And
No
Richard
question.
smoked us.
He did it. He does the whole thing nonstop.
Yeah, he's 70. He was 72. It was 3 years ago, right? Or 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
and he smoked us.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It just goes to show you like health is important, huh?
There you go, man. Cool. All right, this has been fantastic. Where can the audience find more information about Couplr?
Yeah, Couplr, just go to couplr.ai, Coupr.ai. We had to spell it weird because it's a tech company.
Yes,
And then you can
exactly.
check me out on LinkedIn too. Very, very active there.
He's super active. 33,557 followers on LinkedIn. Love your stuff there.
Thanks,
Thanks,
brother.
Derek.
Yep.
It's Craig again. Here are my top 3 takeaways from this episode. As we discussed, Couplr recently completed a successful proof of concept in South Africa, increasing lead conversion by over 500% for a large insurance slash wealth management firm. The data provided valuable insights on consumer preferences, like preferring advisors under 45 who speak local languages. Couplr has partnered with the industry leaders Bankrate and the American College of Financial Services to integrate its advisor matching tech into their platforms. This will help drive more qualified leads to Couplr's growing network of 1,500 advisors in the U.S. And we discussed the rapid pace of AI advancement and the importance of advisors embracing technology like Couplr to enhance the human connection with clients rather than trying to replace it. Advisors need to stay on top of these changes to remain competitive. And that's it. You've reached the end of another episode of the Wealth Tech Today podcast. Thanks for listening. But before you go, head to our website, ezragroup.com, and scroll to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for our newsletter. Once a month, you will receive an email chock full of wealth management goodness, news, information, and updates. You will not be disappointed. Thanks again for listening, and talk to you all again next time.